Roselline's body grew weaker with each passing day. It was not just a fatigue. It felt as though her strength was quietly slipping away, like water through her fingers. The mornings were the hardest, but she kept her smile for those who loved her. Mama Condé was always close, never far from her side, helping her sit, eat, or simply breathe through the harder hours. Her voice was steady, her presence soothing, like a mother's embrace wrapped in wisdom and calm. Mama Raphael and Baba Raphael visited regularly. They didn't say much, but their eyes held warmth. Baba Raphael often brought small gifts, flowers in the garden, books, or simple fruit she used to enjoy. And when Raphael was home, he was there, truly there. He sat beside her, held her hand, and spoke softly to her heart. She could feel how much he tried to mask the fear in his eyes with calm smiles. One quiet afternoon, Raphael sat beside her on the edge of the bed. "Rosie," he began, brushing her hair gently. "Since you're not able to go out much these days, I was thinking there are a lot of things that need your attention at the company. Signatures, decisions. I don't want to stress you every time something comes up. Maybe it's time you grant me full authority so I can handle the transactions and keep everything running smoothly." Roselline looked at him quietly for a moment. Her heart swelled. She knew he meant well. There was no greed in his voice, only love and responsibility. She nodded gently. "I'll think about it. But please return my phone back to me. I need to sort some things out on it," she whispered. Raphael returned the phone after a few minutes. She gave it to Mama Condé to put in the drawer. Later that evening, when Raphael had stepped out to attend a brief meeting, Roselline told Mama Condé to get the phone from the drawer. "Please, bring me my phone." Mama Condé hesitated but obeyed, watching the flicker of determination return to the young woman's eyes. Roselline dialed a familiar number. Her lawyer picked up, and she spoke softly but clearly. "I want to transfer all authority. Every document, every asset. I want him to be surprised. I want him to know I trust him completely." The lawyer was silent for a moment, then answered, "Consider it done." By the time Raphael returned, everything had changed. Legally, quietly, completely. Days later, the lawyer visited with the final documents. Raphael, reading them, froze in disbelief. "You made me chairman?" he asked, kneeling beside her bed, emotion tightening his throat. She reached out a trembling hand to hold his. "You've shown me nothing but love. I know you'll never betray it." Raphael kissed her fingers gently and whispered, "I love you, Roselline, and I'll never disappoint you." That same night, as the quiet hum of the air conditioner filled the luxury bedroom, Raphael turned gently on the bed and reached for Roselline's hand. His eyes, still soft from sleep, searched her face. "Rosie," he whispered, "please, let me have your number again." Roselline turned her head slowly, her energy almost depleted, but her heart still tender toward him. "Why?" she asked faintly, her voice almost like a breeze. "I just want you to rest well," he said, brushing a strand of hair away from her cheek. "No calls, no stress, no distractions. Let me handle everything. Just rest, my queen." There was a long pause. She stared at him, at his gentle eyes, at the man who had stood by her bedside, kissed her forehead every night, and brought her food with his own hands. Could a man who looked this tender be hiding anything cruel? Love, and maybe weariness, made her nod. "Okay," she whispered, and handed him her phone once again. From then on, Sarah continued bringing her the usual coffee every night, a soft smile on her face, never late, never missing. Roselline sometimes tried to sit up just to talk with her, but her body betrayed her strength. Day by day, she felt like something within her was fading. She kept smiling, but even smiling began to feel heavy. One morning, as the golden sunlight streamed through the blinds, Roselline sat silently for a long time, her back propped up with cushions. Her breathing was slower, her skin paler than usual. When Raphael walked into the room, she looked up at him with eyes that held more fear than before. "Raphael," she said quietly. He came to her side, concern flickering in his eyes. "Yes, baby?" I think I'm dying." He froze. She reached for his hand. "Please, I need to go to the hospital. I need a proper checkup. Something deep inside me, it's not right. Raphael took a deep breath and cupped her face gently. No, no, don't say that. You're not dying, Rosie. You're just weak. The doctor will come again. You don't need to worry. But... Shoo, he kissed her forehead. Out of love, I just want you to rest. I'll bring the doctor here. You don't need to go anywhere. I'll take care of everything. Her eyes lingered on his for a moment, filled with conflict, but in the end, she nodded again. Love made her trust him, even when her heart whispered otherwise. She leaned back into the pillows and closed her eyes, whispering to herself, God, please, if this love is true, let me live. The days passed like quiet waves, slow, repetitive, and almost dreamlike. Roselline remained in the same luxurious room, surrounded by silence and the soft of machines she no longer noticed. But something had changed. It wasn't just the ache in her body or the growing weakness in her bones. It was the atmosphere. She began to notice things. Mama Raphael and Baba Raphael, who once came upstairs often with warm smiles and gentle touches, hadn't visited in several days. There were no soft knocks on the door, no brief moment of conversation, no shared prayers at the bedside. At first, she thought they had traveled. Maybe something urgent called them away. But then at night, through the partially open window and under the softened fan, she began to hear faint sounds. Laughter, voices, music, merriment, Eric's deep laughter, Deborah's high-pitched giggle, even Sarah's unmistakable voice. The sound drifted up from the living room downstairs, soft at first, but unmistakably full of life, of joy, of something she had once been a part of. Roselline lay still for a long time that evening, her eyes fixed on the ceiling, her heart aching. Why hasn't anyone come to see me? Did something happen? The joy downstairs sounded so complete, like she'd never been there in the first place. She turned her face slowly toward Mama Condé, who was folding some clothes quietly in the corner. Mama Condé, she said, her voice barely audible. Did Mama Raphael and Baba Raphael travel? Mama Condé paused. Her hands froze in mid-fold, but she quickly recovered and shook her head. No, my dear, she said gently. They're around. Roselline's eyes widened just slightly. They're around, she repeated. Yes, Mama Condé nodded. They've just been downstairs. A silence hung in the air, thick and bitter. Roselline turned her face away from the room and toward the wall, tears forming in her eyes. They didn't travel. They're just not coming upstairs anymore. She felt something cold settle in her chest. Was it disappointment? Betrayal? Or just a sense of being forgotten? I want to go downstairs, she whispered, her voice trembling. I want to ask them why. Why no one comes to check on me anymore? Mama Condé rushed to her side. No, don't stress yourself. You're not strong enough. But I just want to know why everyone stopped caring. She tried to sit up, but her limbs betrayed her again. Her strength wasn't there. Defeated, she slumped back into the pillows as a tear slipped down her cheek. Even if I want to ask, my body won't let me. That evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the golden glow faded from the curtains, Roselline heard Raphael's familiar footsteps in the hallway. The door creaked open gently, and he walked with the scent of the outside world lingering on his clothes. Perfume, traffic, and fatigue. Roselline's eyes lit up faintly. She tried to sit upright, propping herself on the pillows. She had been waiting for this moment all day. Raphael, she said softly. He turned, a tired smile brushing his face. Yes, my love. Can I ask you something? He nodded, approaching her side. Why haven't your parents, or Eric and Deborah, been coming upstairs to see me? Her voice was steady, but laced with pain. Raphael looked away for a moment, then exhaled. I'm sure it's nothing, he replied. They're probably just caught up in things downstairs, busy with work or helping around. You know how it gets. Roselline stared at him. But they used to come even when they were busy. I can hear their laughter from here. I'm still alive, Raphael. I'm not a memory yet. He looked at her again, his smile faltering. Don't let your mind go to such places. You're overthinking. Everyone still cares. She nodded slowly but said nothing more about it. A heavy silence lingered between them. After a long pause, she spoke again, her voice softer now. Raphael, I've been thinking. I want to go to the hospital. I'm not getting better. I feel like something inside me is failing. I need a full checkup, more than what these home visits are giving me. Before she could finish, Raphael's expression shifted sharply, unexpectedly. His brows pulled together, his jaw clenched, and his eyes darkened with something unfamiliar, something that made Roselline's heart skip. No, he said firmly. You won't go. His voice was louder than usual. It was jarring, unsettling, almost angry. Roselline's eyes widened in surprise. But Raphael... I said no, he snapped. His voice echoed through the room like a whip. And then, for the first time, she saw it, an expression on his face she had never seen before. Not cold, not distant, but controlling, stern, as if her request had awakened something buried deep inside him. Roselline recoiled slightly, stunned into silence. Her mouth opened, but no words came out. Her heartbeat raced. Without another word, Raphael turned on his heel and walked out, the door slamming softly behind him. She sat there, alone, trembling, not just from weakness this time, but from confusion, from fear, and from the growing silence that followed him out of the room.
Thank you for watching.
Subscribe to my channel.